follow up behind, and you never know when there's gonna be a hat, a pesky little Harley dealing so much damage behind your enemy's back.
That's the kind of thing that Harley will be able to do, very sly kind of gameplay that you can generally expect. And of course, just like that, we are going to be starting things out when it comes down to Team Indonesia. They're going to be starting it from the bottom side of the jungle, and Team Laos is going to be starting on their bottom side as well. So eventually they will finish up all of their jungle rotation by going to the XP lane. Which, speaking of the XP lane, it is once again going to be a pool noodle fight between the Lapu-Lapu as well as the Uranus, where Lapu-Lapu can't stand to do anything against this Uranus.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tank-on-tank action. Most of the action will be on that middle lane. Dalvin still dealing a lot of AoE damage and really good usage of that early game capability of that creeper as well. Now this photo is proving to be a menace to deal with, as they do get the lead though from the side of Team Indonesia, despite the fact that Team Laos has 3 people there.
Yep. Other than that, we can also talk a little bit more about the bottom lane situation being in the gold lane, having a Bruno as well as the Claude. Understandably, both of them have very different power spikes, and when are they supposed to be expecting to join into team fights? And understandably, the poke coming in from Bruno is always going to be a lot more scary, because there's really not much that a Claude could do until he hits level 4, where he could just Blazing Duet clear out the entire wave at the bottom lane and look for more opportunities in the other parts of the map.
Yeah, generally does well against most of the meta's gold laners. That is the Claude. That's why he has been so powerful as of the late, but people have forgotten about the Bruno, right? We saw that today out of Team Kazakhstan. Now Team Indonesia, they have figured that out too. The Bruno is now back, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good at dealing with the Claude and dealing with that poke damage, dealing with the quantum charge that he has. But look at his first turtle pick here.
It does seem like Zosin Bandit is not going to be having a good time, as he's immediately going to go straight down to the hands of member from Indonesia. And that kill, of course, goes over to Shelky. While Afan picks up the kill onto the turtle, Indonesia now has got a slight bit of advantage.
Yes, currently so far, Team Indonesia doing a very great job of having that map control. And now Hansana in a lot of trouble. Blazing Duet has been used, and now with the golden hour, he's gonna be in the bit of danger. Has to flicker away though, and that would mean he's safe for now. And that's a flicker gone though.
Yep. It is 120 seconds though, so I think that he should still gonna be safe and sound for the next 20 seconds, unless Team Indonesia wants to be supremely aggressive down to the bottom lane. Understandably, it is still gonna be a Harley. A Harley can join in and really just dive the turret as much as he wants because of the hat trick, and he can literally just go around the map, which is exactly what we see in the middle lane. Dealt enough damage, it didn't even have to proc the ulti.
Yeah, and Fosabat has to give a lot of respect here to the Zhu Sin, the ability to just clear out these creep waves alone, and you gotta worry about Afan now. The power spike has been reached. Sin Bandit as well, unable to get any form of map advantage for themselves. Team Laos right now, they do all have their ultimates up, so they are relying on these ultimates without the help of the Blazing Duet to try and stabilize into that mid game. They're not trying to look for kills. They're just trying to bring themselves to a wash before that mid game advantage is reached for Team Indonesia.
Now, while we currently have a situation where, you know, kind of both teams, they're just kind of like slowing things about, but maybe not that slow after all. We do have Indonesia trying to be extremely aggressive down in the bottom lane, and unfortunately, when it comes down to the Raging Sandstorm, it doesn't seem to do too much coming from Savat. As such, Hansana brings himself down, as there is going to be a big proxy push coming in from Indonesia. 2 men in, brings the Claude down.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, the golden hour is a problem for the side of Team Marcel, right? When you saw the Marcel just popping that golden hour just to stop the fight, is a complete free disengage and also time bought for Team Indonesia to come into the bottom lane. And look at this.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes down to playing as a Uranus. You might have a little bit of difficulty trying to survive in all of this team fight due to the amount of crowd control as well as burst potential. But regardless, that is going to be the part of that fight. We do have a 2.6 thousand goal lead in favor for the side of Indonesia. While Putsavat goes in, Raging Sandstorm looking for a kill on the Dingarai. And of course, RWM pops right out, immobilized down onto him and trying to get himself a good decent amount of kill. But of course, replacing Duet jumps right underneath the turret, leaving Alexander just by a sliver of HP to fight back and climb back from the side of Indonesia, ensures that there will be no more victims, or rather no more witnesses
all flickers down, 4 flickers down, and they couldn't even find the finish onto Dingarai at this point. And now Sinbandif is going to face the full wrath of Team Indonesia as they try to go for the middle turret. He's not going to be long for life here, and now 5 minutes into the game, they set their sights on even more of the opponent's territory.
This is just heavy artillery from the side of Indonesia. They have got quite a lot of advantage onto themselves now. Of course, Indonesia, they piloted the entire team fight to absolute, precision, ensuring that they are constantly in control of the fight. Despite the fact that a couple of them were literally down to a sliver, they still managed to find a way to crawl back onwards and literally just avenge against Team Laos. But for now, we do have quite a lot that's just going to be dealt on over to the Uranus, but in the end of the day, still did not manage to bring him down.
Yeah, for Somse, not able to do anything on the Uranus so far. No macro play had to be had because they were expecting to play on cross-map advantages, but that solo skirmish, 1v1 potential into that 2v2s, very strong from the side of Team Indonesia. They are capable of setting up these team fights by themselves, and just Alexander having so much map advantage, just having so much information throughout this map without being punished. And they can't do anything about it. If they choose to punish him, he can go with the golden hour, and suddenly it looks like a great setup for the side of Team Indonesia.
We also need to remember that Team Laos is a lineup that doesn't have a lot of damage. So even if Indonesia just kind of rush right at them, do they even have any form of punish? As right now, Latana finds himself taken down, and Team Indonesia literally just going to be knocking on the doors of Team Laos. 1 down, 2 down. In fact, this is all double kill for the side of Dingarai as he wants to get a snowball ongoing.
Yeah, this is what it means to go against one of the kings of Group A as Team Indonesia show what they're here all about as they go onto that middle lane turret, completely ignoring the Uranus here as they go for pure objective gameplay. Yes, they lose the catapult, but still getting so much damage and taking out Hansana in the top lane in the process, man.
It doesn't really seem like Hansana has got any form of damage, even when it comes down to the Blazing Duet. Pretty nerfed down to the ground, but, this is all about, well, high risk, high reward, I suppose. You want to scale over to the later stages of the game, but at this point and the way that this game is going, there's no skilling involved for Hansana, which is really darn sad. The flicker is just going to be exposed coming in from the side of Uranus, as of course Consecration used as well. And in the meantime, Punsavat hoping that he will be able to glide his way out of that. He wasn't able to, unfortunately.
Bad news bearers is when your Fredrin is getting chunked out from the opponent Harley. Arfan is having such a great time in just trying to deal damage as much as possible, and every single ultimate has resulted in a kill so far. And Team Indonesia is because of that insane gold lead that they have right now. 10,000 with the photo going through. This is not going to be punished at all as they get more tier 2s going for themselves. Team Laos has to wait for a mistake here.
Unfortunately, we are kind of at a point where as a marksman from the side of Dingarai, he deals already so much damage per soccer balls. And unfortunately for Uranus, there's really nothing that he can do, right? He can heal bit by bit, but you can see it takes a large chunk of armor out of him.
Yeah, and just nice, it's World Cup season, ladies and gentlemen, as Dingarai is showing what the soccer player is all about. And Alexander just still proving to be a huge menace as he just dominates an entire half of the map with the information by himself. This is going to be a free lord for the side of Team Indonesia. They are going to continue ramping up and choking away the space. Now, Team Laos, we have not seen any semblance of them trying to use any form of their ultimates at all. They have been the one responding, but it is always one man down.
Yep. For Team Laos, they just trying to, kind of split up the farm a little bit and try to funnel some of these gold. And I think that they are starting to realize that the scaling for Hansana comes in a little bit too late for them to respond to this current problem. It's not about the fact that they want to scale late, but right now they want to scale right now. What is going to be the answer in order for them to stop this onslaught from inside of Indonesia? Who is the one that can realistically give enough damage to force Indonesia away?
Yeah, the sacrifices need to come through for the side of Team Laos, and it feels like your inhibitor turret is going to be the sacrifice here. And the photo has been used as well. Now Team Laos in danger.
Hansana unfortunately has to get himself right out of that with a BMI, while Indonesia forces themselves right into the face of Team Laos. Dingarai literally did not have to care about anything at all. He's just poking right out onto heroes such as a Uranus, and he just can't do anything. While in the meantime, Lord pounces down to the bottom lane, takes a very very easy chip off of that. That is 2 of the inhibitor turrets down. When in the meantime, Shoki jumps himself all the way to the back line. Got RWM just gonna pop right out. Latana unfortunately would not be able to do anything to that glorious amount of damage. The next one down, and there is 3 men down already. The entirety of Team LAOS, they are unable to hold down. As now Afan picks up a double kill, and Indonesia will finish things off.
Team Indonesia showing what they're all about here at the Asian Games.